Hello and welcome to Athena's Creations 2017. I'm Athena Turk, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator since 2017. Welcome to my YouTube channel and live in Athena's Creations on Facebook. Tonight I've got a special gift treat to share with you. All the easy dimensions and measurements and everything. This is a hand sanitizer. It's the Touchland, so it's the real thing. And I also have another surprise to share with you as well. So it's going to be short and sweet because we are exactly 2 weeks from Christmas. I cannot believe how the time has flown. We only have 3 weeks and it's going to be the first of the new year. I mean, that's just, where did the time go? I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. We're going to have, after tonight, we'll have one more live of the year, and then it'll be Christmas, and I'm going to take that weekend off. But then we'll be back with some new stuff premiering on New Year's night, because we'll be, playing with the new stuff, probably some Valentine's things, and some really cool new stamps that have great sentiments to them. Lots of new things coming in the new year that are exciting. So make sure I have your address so that I can not only send you a Christmas card, but can I also send you the new mini catalog. So it's really exciting. Lots of fun new things. And I've got, of course, all of these fun things that I'm sharing tonight and the past month or two of all the fun 3D things. I'm going to be reincorporating some of that with some of the new products. So I'm very excited about that. Again, we're going to do this little Touchland and another surprise. So let's go ahead and flip the camera down and we'll go ahead and get started. Here we go. Like I said, it won't take too long. But I do want to make sure. Hopefully I'm not fiddling with the camera tonight. That seems to be the theme here lately. But it's really simple. There's so many great ideas too out there on Pinterest, and there's tons and tons of 3D projects and all kinds of boxes and all the fun things. And so I'm going to share all that with you and give you some just some quick tips. And we will also do this cute little nail file that we did. I'm pretty sure it was like 2 years ago. And this is another easy, quick stocking stuffer, if you will. So many fun things. But this one right here, I was inspired. Like I said, I saw something on Pinterest, and I'll just show you kind of how I came up with some of the measurements. I like the even measurements, but this one's going to call for a couple of what I would call not the usual measurements, but that's okay. So this is a Touchland. This one is rainwater scented. They have all kinds of different ones. I think Black Friday they had. Amazon had a 3-pack of different ones, and to me these are always fun to have in your car, your purse. And so I just basically started out with the measurement of approximately how wide it was on the bottom, and then I had a strip of paper, some scrap paper, and I just kind of fiddled around with it. I've already used it. I probably should have saved it to share with you the mistakes I made, but I just basically kind of measured a little bit, and then did some scoring. And then, of course, we're going to use the cute little hole punch assortment. We're going to put the hole punch in there. It's just so cute. I think this one's still available. There's a lot of online-only stuff, and I kind of get them mixed up because I play with everything that is available that I love. If I see it and I like it, I play with it. So I don't always remember it's in a catalog or online. But anyway, so that's kind of what I came up with here. So some of the measurements, like I said, are not even. They're a little different, but it's doable and it's super cute. You can use any kind of ribbon. And I think since we're changing up the color scheme a little bit, I realized what I did. I was so enamored with this beautiful paper. I wanted to use this paper, and I realized with this, I didn't plan that very well. Oh, well. But anyway, it's still going to work. So here's the measurements real quickly, and we'll go ahead and get started. So for this piece right here, this is my template, and I use templates a lot. especially when I want to recreate things. Like I said, I got new product from the new mini catalog, so I'm probably going to do something, I don't know exactly this one, but I like to have all the measurements easily accessible instead of flipping through hundreds of photos on my phone or whatever. You know, I like to have a template handy. And so I have a shelf behind me that I have that. So the basic measurements for this, and again, you can use, that's what I was getting at. You can use cardstock or you can use specialty paper, which I'm using this specialty snowflake paper. This is an online exclusive. I've used it a couple of times. I wanted to get the exact name of it here for you. It's the Silent Snowfall. There's the SKU, and it's embossed on there already. So it's as if you had an embossing folder, and it's 12 by 12. You get 6 of these, and there's just so much you can do with it. And so I kind of wanted to do that with this one. So I think I might just do like this, use the snowflake. I think that's what I was doing. And I just happened to have this one measured out and ready to go for that strip. So this one is cardstock. This one can be cardstock, or it can be specialty paper, or it could even be the designer series paper. So here are the measurements. And there's only one strip of tear and tape that's going to be on the one side. So it's 6 3/16, which if you're like me, you kind of need this really handy measuring tool. This easy read ruler. It's a Victor. I got it off of Amazon. Another crafter several years back was showing all these great measurements. And so 6 3/16. Okay, so here's the 6 or 6.5, 6 3/4, and then the next one over is 3/16. So I don't know the math on that. I'm not sure how to explain how that would make sense, but it's 6 3/16 by 4 7/16. Now 4 7/16, it's basically when you find the 4.5 mark, then it's going to be one tick mark back. That's the 4 7/16. Now on the 6 3/16 inch side, you're going to score at 2 1/4. 2 7/8, and so here's the 2 7/8, basically 3 back 2. Scored again at 5, and the last score at 5 3/4. And then on this part here that goes around, hole punch it together before you adhere anything together. And this one you don't have any adhesive. We're gonna hole punch it together basically. This is a slider box, and I'm pretty sure this same box, the dimensions can be used on, I believe, it might be slightly off, but I believe you could use it for the Valentine's little conversation heart boxes, I think. We'll have to, they're not out yet, so I couldn't tell you for sure. So this is 10 7/8 by 2 1/8, and you could probably get maybe 4 or 5 of these from one sheet of cardstock. On the 10 7/8 side, you're going to score it 1 3/8, 5 1/8, 5 3/4, and 9 1/2. All right, so that's all the measurements for now for that one. And I also wrote them down here. And that's for this piece. Maybe you can see that better. I don't know. I know some people like to screenshot. And of course, if you're in my group on Facebook, I share all the dimensions and the templates so that you'll have, a guide that you can look at later. And in any group that you're in, at the top on the search bar, you can type in ribbon, you can type in punch, whatever word, or giftable. I mean, whatever word you want to punch in the search, it's going to generate whatever's been shared. And I'm trying to put in those keywords like slider box, Touchland, gift holder, slider box, those kind of things. That way you can search back later. But any group you're in, you can utilize that same tool. All right, so we're going to go ahead and fold And this is specialty paper, so it's like embossed. It's a little bit thicker than DSP, this paper, this snowflake paper. I'm trying to describe it. It's not as thick as cardstock, but it is definitely thicker than regular DSP. And so you want to make sure that you have scored nice and firmly, because of the embossed snowflake images. There we go. This is a great, fun little stocking stuffer. This would be great if you wanted to give to a waitress maybe during the holidays, a coworker, all kinds of possibilities with this one. Now, as I've learned before when I've done these 3Ds, I need my template in front of me, because there was one time 2 or 3 weeks back, I forget which video it was, I was cutting the wrong direction and it wasn't looking like it was supposed to look. And I ended up showing you how to do all this because I had cut it wrong. All right, we're just gonna go in like that. We don't need that little piece there. And then we want to put in a little wedge on these little bottom pieces. You're gonna cut up to that score line on all of these. I don't know about y'all, but we are still putting our Christmas tree up with the decorations. The calendaring, my husband and I, we were actually talking about this before I went live. It just seemed like this year the calendaring was very, very different. Because we normally wait till after Thanksgiving to go to storage and get everything out. Well, by the time we did, we're realizing, wow, it is what, less than 2 weeks to Christmas already? Normally we have everything up and ready, but you know what? That's part of the fun, is getting all the decorations out, right? All right, so we're going to use our tear and tape here. And again, it's embossed, so you just want to make sure that's on there really well. Basically going to take it off and then fold it over just like that. Okay. So that first score line from this fold here, and it's going to go down just like that. Oh, I should write. I did this before. I forgot. I'm going to need to put some tear and tape, I think, on the corners. That's okay. All right. And so that's our box, just like that. I'm just going to use some adhesive and it'll be just fine. Whoops. Tear and tape is better, so. All right, so then I'm going to use my bone folder just to get that in there. I have that reflection every time and I don't know what to do about it. All right, so there's our sliding piece. For a minute there, it didn't look right. Oh, you could probably see where I messed up on one of the measurements when I was trying to figure out, because like I said, it's kind of odd shaped, but I love it when I can figure out the dimensions on things. I really do. I love it. All right, so this is going to be our outside piece that we're going to stamp warm wishes, or we're going to stamp Merry Christmas. I'm trying to think, where did I get that Merry Christmas from? Now I don't even remember. I think that was one of those paper pumpkins and it was just hanging around my desk here and I'm like, oh, that's cute, let's use that. Probably from one of these. Maybe that's what we'll do. Never know. Whenever I have extras like that, that's kind of sometimes what I'll use. So why not do that tonight too? We'll do that as well. Okay. So we're going to set that aside for just a second, and now we're going to fold everything for this piece. I get distracted, I think, when I start chattering. All right, so I've already scored all of these. You just want to make sure you folded them. And again, it's going to come together. And we're going to put that little punch in there. Let's see. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And it's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right. Cute, cute. I just love that. All right. So as you can see, this is going to fit in just like that. And slide in here. Just like that. So cute. Oh, I just love it. And I think that's going to look really cute, just like that. I don't know if I want to put the wind. I think I'm going to save that one for the next project. But I think that's really, really cute. I probably could have done something, I don't know, maybe red cardstock. Like I said, I don't know. I didn't really think about the cardstock. I just knew I had the sample and yeah. But this is cute. I like this. Let's go with that. And actually, let's do our little dimensionals, just like that. And of course, it's that time of year where whatever you're using, I would say use. Like this one just for you. Probably using this cute little frame here. It's really cute just for you. That would be really fun to use that. I think these are on that last chance list. So if that's been on your list and you haven't gotten it, get it before they sell out. And since this one's red, we're going to put our little ribbon just like that. I had my other Touchland in the other room and I just forgot to bring it in before I started. But I basically want to share with y'all how to put this together because it's so cute. All right, just basically tied a knot. And this one's really, really pretty with that ribbon. Maybe I should tie it this direction, see if that'll work. I usually keep the ribbon on the spool until I'm done, but that's okay. You get the general idea. Now this one also looks really good. That's gold, but I think this one's like temporarily unavailable. Super popular, of course, this time of year. So very cute. And that's how simple this one is. And again, here's the measurements. And I'm thinking, in fact, as soon as they start selling the Valentine stuff, I want to say that little piece would fit in there. I'll post later if I have something else that I can think of that would go in there. But isn't that the cutest little design? I absolutely love that, the little Touchland. All right, so our last project, there's just two tonight, but it's getting so close to Christmas. I think I've got most of my Christmas cards done. Hopefully you guys have too. I want to say Monday or Tuesday is the last day to get them out. We're going to try to get ours out first thing Monday morning. All right, so this is what I've done in the past. I think, like I said, 2 years ago, I shared this one. And of course, here's my little template and tips and tricks and things like that I'm going to share. This is such a cute one. Love that paper. And so again, this is using Designer Series paper, and this one is using that specialty paper that is a little bit thicker. So I have to keep that in mind when we put this one together. And I realized this had those cute little swirlies. I probably could have used the gingerbread man to, and put something on there instead of this one, but it all goes together so nicely. So that's what we're going to make. And for this one, it's 6x6 designer paper. Super easy to do. You can do so many of these very quickly. These are great for craft fairs. stocking stuffers, all kinds of, possibilities. At 6 by 6, and you're going to score at 1.5, 3 inches, and 4.5. And then I have the instructions on how to put it together. Super easy. Oh, good thing we're covering that up. I don't know what I did there. All right, so we've got these score lines. We want to just make sure it's nice and burnished. There we go. I almost overlooked this one because it's an online exclusive paper, but I really like it a lot. All right, this is okay. That's no big deal. All right, so step 1, that's why I have 1, 2, and 3. It just makes it easier for me to remember. So the corner here is going to come at an angle like you see on the template, at an angle up to the first score line. Just like that. It's a little stiff, but that's okay. And so then the left side, it's going to go to the second score line. So here's the first one, there's the second one. This corner from the far left is going to come in. And then you're just going to fold it down just like that. And then step 3 is this tiny piece up to the first score line from the bottom. And then just a little tip, you want to be able to see that score line. Otherwise, it's going to kind of, when it folds, it's going to crimp the paper a little bit like it did there. All right, so then we've got tear and tape on the bottom, that first panel, then the third panel over on the bottom, and then we're going to put adhesive up to the first score line, 2. Okay, so let's get our tear and tape, and it's basically the bottom. Make sure I'm in the screen here. So that far right bottom panel, and then over to the third one on the bottom again, and then the far left panel is going to be up to that first score line. And remember to push down. And then one more tear and tape there. And as you can see, it doesn't have to be perfect. Then we're going to take off all of these pieces. And I use the Take Your Pick tool because it is the best at helping to take off the tear and tape. I typically keep my nails pretty short anyway, so that's super helpful. All right, so we're going to fold this first panel in up to that first score line. And then we're going to do this second panel. Super tight too, by the way. And it's thick, so it might, we've got that little tear and tape at the bottom. It may not act like it's going to come all the way over, and that's okay, because it's super, super thick paper here. It's a little bit easier and smoother when you use the regular Designer Series paper, but this one, for some reason, is just really, really thick. Not as thick as cardstock, but it's really thick. And you can see that the score line was there, but as I'm folding it together, it's adhering with all of the tear and tape that I've got on there, so. All right. And I think I got these like 3 to a pack at one of the dollar stores. Did I just goof? That's entirely possible. No? It's just super thick. Okay. And doesn't want to let me maneuver because it's supposed to fit in there like that. All right, there we go. All right, so now we're going to put on our cute little ribbon. This red ribbon's really pretty. This could actually be used for Valentine's too, by the way. There's some really cute Valentine paper that's coming in the new mini. That whole suite, phenomenal. I'm very excited about it. I'm probably definitely going to use something like this because it's too cute not to. In fact, there's some new really pretty ribbon. Here's a sneak peek. Balmy blue. And this one is bubble bath. Oh, that's pretty. And cloud cover. Textured ribbon. Really, really pretty. Lots of pretty bling too that's coming out. Ooh, look at that. That's so pretty. Little sneak peek. Lots to play with between now and the new year. Most definitely. All right, there we go. Maybe just trim that right like that. And we have Warm Winter Wishes. It looks good in red or green. And I'm going to just pop a dimensional on it. Right there. And I think we're going to do a little embellishing. I think I want to do red. Or you know what? Let's just do this really pretty, bright, sparkly. Super easy, right? So there's that and the template for that one. The 6x6 Designer Series paper, scored at 1.5, 3, and 4.5. You're going to do the top right corner, the top left up to the second score line, the bottom left to the first score line. You're going to add your tear and tape, and then you take the tear and tape off, and then you're just going to fold it just like that. And then your nail file will go in the inside. You can add ribbon or not. You can do a whole bunch of different things with this one. Super easy too, by the way. Great for craft fairs before the big C. That's what I did a lot of. So thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. Like I said, we've got one more week and then it'll be a rest week because it'll be Christmas. Everybody will be spending time with family. So next week, like I said, I'm working on some new stuff, maybe some calendaring. I say calendaring. What I mean is like the new calendar that I make every year. And I've got some new stamps to share with you to show that off as well. So be looking for that next week. Maybe a couple of new cards. I'm always looking for new folds and all the fun stuff to share with all of you. So hopefully you guys are decorated and ready. We're 2 weeks away from Christmas and this has been so much fun. We will see you again next week. Happy stamping.